Hi class, I'm going to start by going over this problem that we had for homework the other day. In this problem, we're solving an equation with one variable, m, but it's a bunch of times, right? Looks kind of scary. There are parentheses, but it's not that scary because there's no fractions, right? If it helps you to start whenever you have an equation, you can draw your line down the equal sign, and you can think, well, if I was simplifying an expression, I would probably use PEMDAS. It's probably the first thing some of y'all are thinking. And you're used to getting rid of those parentheses. Looking at it, you may think there's just a 3 outside. But what we're really distributing through is -3. Don't forget the operation. -3 times m is -3m or -3m. -3 times +6. We know our integer rules. A negative times a positive is negative. So -18. On the right, I have a set of parentheses also. 2. Oops. 2. There we go. It's a positive. 2m. And then again, 2 times +1 is a +2. You should hopefully have noticed that I forgot to bring down my equal sign and my 9m. Okay, good. We got rid of those scary parentheses. Now it still kind of looks scary because on the left there's too much going on. What we want to do here is we want to combine like terms. Like terms, I can combine my variables. I have a +9m and a -3m. So 9 monkeys minus 3 monkeys is 6 monkeys. Continue rewriting the whole line. I can't combine anything on the right because one is a variable, one's a constant. Okay, it still looks scary because we have m's on both sides of the equal sign. So what we really need to do is just figure out, hey, I want to pick a side to put my m's on and do it. Well, it doesn't really matter which side you put it on. I like my m's on the left. So to get this 2m to the left-hand side, I have to do the inverse or opposite operation. If it helps you, put a little plus sign in front if there's no symbol, and you know automatically that's a +2m. The inverse or opposite operation is -2m. So when we subtract, we want to subtract our variables from our variables. I'm going to line it up. So it goes away on the left. 6 monkeys minus 2 monkeys is 4 monkeys. Bring everything else down. You don't need to put a 0 there. I'm just going to make sure I have a +2. Now this equation looks a lot easier. We have our m's on the left, but we still have a 4 and an 18 on the left we want to get rid of. We start by getting rid of what's farthest away from the m on this left side. And that 18 is, well, technically farther away. The 4 is practically touching it. We have to do the inverse or opposite operation to get a number to the opposite side. The inverse of negative is +18. It goes away. And we're left with 20. Bring everything down. You don't have to put a 0 in for that. Now we have 4m equals 20. Hopefully you know the answer here, but just in case, we need to remember what's going on between that number and that variable. And when they're touching, they're really multiplying. The inverse of multiplication is division. Yeah, you got it. Yay. And hopefully you know this. 20 divided by 4 is 5. So our m equals 5. There's a lot going on. I'm going to box it in. So keywords here to remember. Inverse operation. That means if you're multiplying, you need to get rid of it by division. If you're subtracting, you need to get rid of it by addition. Another keyword is combine like terms. I guess that's technically 3 words. That means if you're on the same side of the equal sign, if they're both variables, just add or subtract them. If they're both constants, just add or subtract them. You only do the inverse when you're going to the opposite side of the equal sign. Otherwise, combining like terms means they're on the same side and you do exactly what it says. And the last vocabulary word is distribute. That's how we get rid of parentheses. Okay, click on the next video to see how we solve problem number 2.